Good morning. It is 6:35 and I'm in my tent still because I decided that I was going to wake up today whenever I wake up, and of course I woke up at I think 5:45, 5:50. Um I have a total of 38 miles. Let's say 38. It's 37 point something to Snoqualmie, and I need to do that today and tomorrow. So that means I need to only do an average of 19 per day. Obviously, I'm going to do more today so that tomorrow is going to be a short day into town. Today or this morning has been probably the most condensation I've ever had in a tent. I'm not really sure why. I mean, I'm on top of gravel, not actual grass. I guess there's some grass around, but there's a lot of fir trees, so that's probably why. It did get a little bit colder last night as well, so probably the heat inside of the tent. I mean, I know how condensation works, it's just unusual because a lot of times when I think there is going to be condensation, there is none. And then I did not expect any condensation for some reason. I'm like pretty high on a mountain, I'm not near a water source, so it's a little bit unusual. I do have a lot of things on my mind again, so I'll probably be talking a lot today. Just kind of chilling out. It's getting close to the end, and it's really starting to sink in because I only have 38 to Snoqualmie, and then another 70 something to Stevens Pass, and then just 30 to Canada, because if we skip Stevens to Hearts, that's it. But if we do a reroute, then it'll be different. But I have a feeling it's not gonna work out. But if that's the case, and I'm gonna assume that's the case, I just have 38 plus 70 something plus another 30. That's like less than 150 miles to go, and it's really sinking in. All right, it's 7:08, and I'm off. I think this has been one of the later times I've gotten to start, but that's okay. I mean, if you think about it, I woke up at 5:45 and at 7:08, I took my grand old time, but that's okay because, I need to savor this hiking. Just talked to the two other hikers that ended up camping near me. Well, I talked to the guy, the girl just like skedaddled. They're planning to do 28 miles so that they have a short day into Snoqualmie. I honestly have no idea. I think I'm thinking about 26 because there's a campsite there. But today I'm gonna try to just kind of like go with the flow. That's hard for me. But let's see what we can do. I do have a little uphill coming up now. Not a little one, quite some. Back on the PCT, y'all. I'm gonna listen to some music to help me with this uphill. Howdy doody. Whew. So as my hike is coming closely to an end, whew, emotions. I think there will be quite some feels, because I really don't want this to be over. When I went on the AT, at the end, I was ready for it to be over. Obviously it was an emotional ending, but I was kind of ready. Hold on, have a look at that. So, as I'm reflecting on my two journeys, the Appalachian Trail and the PCT, I really have to chuckle to myself because I set out for each trail to have the opposite goal, right? So, for example, on the AT, I had planned to be by myself. I didn't think that I would necessarily hike with a person or never mind have a tramily. I really wanted peace and be by myself. And the opposite happened. Like, I had a tramily pretty quickly, and I hiked with that entire tramily, almost the entire Appalachian Trail. And then here I am on the PCT. And what was my goal? To create meaningful relationships, which I think I have done, but also maybe like have a tramily, but like here I am hiking by myself. Now, the people that I met are incredible people here on the PCT. I'm really speechless that I have had the opportunity to be around these people. But I do find it quite curious that whatever power it is, whether it's God, nature, serendipity, fate, that this power essentially made the opposite happen of what I wanted. On the AT, I wanted to be by myself, and whatever nature or power was like, you're gonna have people. Okay. Now here I'm on the PCT, and I really just like, I do kind of crave the people. And here I am by myself. I don't get it. I don't get what I'm supposed to learn from that. And I don't understand why I'm getting, like, why this nature or this power is playing a trick on me. So, it's really, really quite interesting to me. And I am, like, I'm walking all the time thinking, like, what am I supposed to learn from that? To continue that thought, though, I think I have created more meaningful relationships, more like deeper relationships on this trail. Like, even though I had a tramily on the AT, those relationships did not last. You know, I barely talk to Fox and Cheeseball as well as groceries. And then, of course, the thing with Chap happened. And so I think, you know, that really resonates with me in the different kind of relationships that I might have created here. And maybe the whole freedom and not being attached to each other, and maybe just seeing each other every 2 to 3 days and being excited to see each other and not being on top of each other all the time, maybe that actually was a good thing. So I'm kind of answering my own question, right? Where I was just thinking about it as I was stopping the other video. I was like, hold on, the relationships that I have on this trail, they're different. They feel different. And so perhaps maybe, like I just said, hiking not always with each other and just seeing each other every now and then might have contributed to a more, like a deeper connection or a more appreciative connection. Just had a little breakfast and walked to the water source, and I'm out of breath. Because for some reason, it's a little steep. Moving on. River Crossin. Gravel road crossing. There's a van on top of the mountain. Aha! Berry pickers. That's who was in that van and giving us some water. Picking some berries on this top of the hill. By the way, it is 12:10 p.m. I've hiked 12.3 miles. Clearly, I am definitely meandering today. I don't know what it is. I feel like a sloth. I have something to say, of course. I just got a text from somebody that was kind of saying that, like, some of the PCT hikers are feeling sadness, disappointment, and shame. I'm totally cool with the sadness and disappointment when it comes to having to go around fires and things like that. But any PCT hiker who's watching this, there ain't no way you should be ashamed of anything. If you went around a fire, there's no shame. I saw fire with my own eyes. That's scary. That's scary AF. And if you're ashamed, you send me an email and I set you straight. There is no shame in going around a fire. None at all. You didn't just decide just for funskies to get around the trail. You decided that your life was more precious. And do I understand that we're sad and disappointed? Yeah. I am so disappointment. I am a disappointment. No, I am so disappointed that I did not get to do a continuous footpath. But everything that has happened on the PCT has shifted my brain. I think it's kind of a wrong thing to hike the AT first, because the AT allows you so much to do a continuous footpath that you have just this thing ingrained in your brain that you must do it this way. And it's just wrong. And I'm so happy that I learned this from the PCT. I learned that, it's about the journey. Like, it really is. And would I have loved to have a continuous footpath? Yes. And am I going to make up my miles? Because that's important to me. However, there is no shame. Don't you dare be ashamed. No, that's totally unacceptable. No shame. But if you are sad, come find me. I'll give you a hug. I might need a hug too. Into the woods we go yet again. I do need to add to that topic, because there's always a but, right? When it comes to, situations like a fire or something like that, we as hikers do need to be able to become a little bit more self-reliant and self-trusting and create some critical thinking. Because when I was on the AT and here on this PCT ride there are a lot of people that want to give you information. It's so much information that it gets extremely overwhelming. And if I, was somebody who would allow this kind of emotion to affect me, then I would be extremely overwhelmed and I would not be able to make a right decision. So as hikers, we really need to be able to fish out the information that is logical, that makes sense, that doesn't put us into danger, and really need to throw away all this extra crazy fear-mongering that there exists. Now, I know some of you are going to be like, well, fire is not fear-mongering. No, it's not. And everybody has a different stage of fear, right? But you as a hiker, you need to know, what is your stage of fear? My stage of fear was seeing flames. My stage of fear was not smoke. I did not care. I didn't care even breathing it in. That's different than somewhere. Somewhere didn't want to breathe it in. I didn't even care, right? So my stage fear was seeing the actual flames. And at that point, my critical thinking made a decision for both of us, me and Somewhere, because Somewhere looked at me and was like, what do we do? And I was like, we're gonna go the opposite direction, right? And I asked her recently, because I felt bad. I felt bad that I interrupted her footpath. I said, I am so sorry that I interrupted your footpath. Do you feel like that was the right decision? And she says, yes, I absolutely feel that was the right decision that we made. So that is just what I think is important, because I think I would be paralyzed by all this information if I didn't know how to block some of that out. And that is really a skill that I was taught by my mother. Just got done eating a little bit of, I guess I would consider it lunch, even though it's like 4 o'clock now. Saw a coyote, as well as just random people just picking huckleberries, like in buckets. We're leaving National Forest Land. All right, I'm at camp. I didn't film much today, I'm sorry. I just was going through the hiking. I'm at a lake, which is very pretty, and I have around 9 miles to get to Snoqualmie tomorrow. Exciting.